increase their tax burden. Ed, I'm so excited for you to share with us. It is a very hot topic, taxes. You have chosen to work with us, the dentist people. Tell us a little bit, before you start your presentation, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Thanks, Paul. So we work with dentists to help reduce their income taxes. We also, as part of that process, help with their accounting, help with CFO, tax prep, all the things from a financial perspective that the business owner needs to be able to be successful and to be able to take all that time and effort that they've put into their practice and get something back out of it instead of giving it all away.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to turn this over to you to share with us, and I'll be back on the end to ask questions. Thanks so much for supporting this and looking forward to listening myself.
Thanks, Paul. I appreciate it. So we focus on helping our clients save money on taxes, increasing profits, grow their enterprise value, and increase their net worth. We do that with our tax advisory services and our client accounting services. What is tax advisory services? It's a process of providing consulting during the year so you pay the least amount of tax possible and avoid surprises. This is in contrast to the old way where you prepare tax returns at the end of the year and the client doesn't really know what's going on. We do this by analyzing deductions, legal entity structure, retirement, insurance, loopholes, Tax Cut and Jobs Act updates, niche-specific strategies, and the new tax policies that continue to arise. If we look at the taxpayer in their journey, we find clients coming to us that are frustrated with overpaying taxes, things are behind, and they don't really understand where they are, and they feel like they need a change. We gather their information and perform a tax savings calculation so we can identify the areas that they're missing and paying too much taxes on. From there, we prepare a tax reduction plan for the client, list out all of their alternatives, and then we meet together to determine which alternatives are going to suit best for the client. Once we determine which ones they want, we help implement those specific strategies, and then we meet during the year to make sure that they're taking care of those strategies, doing all the proper documentation for them, and if there are any changes in their business operations, that we're funding for that to make sure that there are no surprises when we file the tax return. So that all that client has to worry about is how much money did they save during the year. The old way of doing things, tax prep, no savings. Accounting analyzed at the end of the year. With our tax advisory services, we look at multiple entity calculations. Do they need more than one business entity? Many times that's needed. We look at the existing entity. What savings opportunities are available there? We look at all the strategies and calculate how we can help them out. So we look at taxes owed before, look at our tax strategies, then see how much is owed after to determine the tax savings for the client. When we go through the planning and implementation, there are lots of things we're looking at to make sure we're taking advantage of everything that we can for the client. Retirement is a big piece. We want to make sure that people are on track and help analyze what their projected results will be for that so that there are no surprises at the end when they decide to exit. Our client accounting services looks on a monthly basis to provide business owners the information that they need, coupled with the KPIs from the dentist industry so they have good numbers to be able to see how they're doing and compare themselves with their peers. Because if you don't know your numbers, you don't know what they mean, and you don't know what actions to implement to improve your financial situation. There's a lot of things we look at: revenue, cost of sales, profit, expenses, net profit, taxes, asset protection, business valuations, retirement, things that are critical for the business owner to help them be successful. The truth is, as we all know, accounting wealth doesn't happen in one big hit. Grand slams are not won with one hit. It's the base hits over time that add up to big things. The first thing we do is sit down and look at your situation and goals. Get a clear understanding. Are your numbers accurate? What are they telling us? Putting a plan into place and then executing that plan for you. What's the difference between an accountant and a CFO? An accountant looks at things from a scale perspective, and when you look down and see how much you weigh, you don't really have a plan. A CFO is like a personal trainer. We help you set goals, implement, and hold you accountable every month so that you hit your targets. We had a frustrated dental client in California that contacted us. He had a very successful practice, and he was paying $480,000 in taxes on an annual basis. He was frustrated from the lack of planning and advice that he was getting from his current CPA. We prepared a tax savings analysis based upon our discussions and uncovered $167,454 in tax savings for 23. We then looked at 23 through 28 for $837,720,000 of tax savings. His return on investment is 671% for 23, and we look over the 5 years, $3,321. Our goal is to be able to take the money that our clients invest with us and make them a positive return on investment. And if we look at it, there are lots of opportunities to be able to help grow a business and cut taxes. The main thing is to have the systems and the focus in place to turn them into reality. We strategize on all of these, looking at the key pieces for revenue, gross profit, net profit, and net worth. We work with our clients through the year. That way you're not left alone and lost in only being contacted once a year. With our TAS and CAS touch points, we're able to be there for you to deliver the value and services that you need.
Love that conciseness and sort of great plan of great examples with the personal trainer there, Ed. I mean, I use this as an example, the aha moment from this aha soda I have here. In your daily life, you're talking to dentists. And I mean, I ask this in the most curious way, without judgment of other accountants. Dentists are working with an accountant. Are they just not as tuned in to the ways they can save? Is it maybe a non-dental specific accountant? Not in any way asking you to throw any other accountants under the bus, just sort of if you could help our clients who are thinking, oh, I've been a practice owner for 2 years, maybe I should check into this, or 20 years. Talk to me a little more about that.
Sure, Paul. And it's not that their CPA is doing a bad job. They're probably preparing their taxes accurately for them. And that's probably what they're engaged for. The difference that I find is to be able to go through and do tax planning and tax reduction, you have to spend the time and get specialization in that to be able to deliver those services.
Gotcha.
Same thing with all the specialties that we have in dentistry. It's the same thing in tax. So
Awesome.
We focus on that.
I love it. Yeah, like there's specialists in dentistry, there's specialists in dental taxes, and you're helping them because, this might be overly simplistic, but the dentist saving $167,000 in year one, they're going to have many years of recouping this that they can use for so many ways, investing in their practice, saving for retirement. It seems like you're really unlocking a lot of financial flexibility for your clients, if I'm hearing this right.
You exactly are, Paul. It provides a lot of opportunities for them, additional cash flow to do things, the areas that they want to put them in.
Awesome. Well, I'm so appreciative of you sharing this info with us. We have a text code for you. People can text CPA to 215-543-6454. But you also have here on the screen, if people email success@lcpa.com or call 704-544-7600, they'll connect with your team. Do you usually do a consult call to start, or how does that work?
So we start with a discovery call just to get some information about the client, find out what their real needs are, and just get a little bit more information to them and explain the opportunities available. Then we'll come back around and go through and do a detailed analysis, let them know what the savings are, give them a fixed investment for their tax reduction, and then also for their other accounting and tax needs, so they have a price for everything and can make an informed business decision coupled with what the return on investment is, what we're able to do for them.
Awesome. Well, really appreciate everything you're doing to support our community and share. Ed, people can reach out to you at lcpa.com or text CPA to 215-543-6454. Truly appreciate you supporting and sponsoring our community and sharing with us today.
Thank you so much, Paula.